Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Adam, how's it going?
It's going okay, Steven. How are you guys?
Can't complain. How's the weather in DC?
Weather's getting good. We're getting into 60s, I think.
Okay.
So
Yep.
not
It
too
was
bad.
75 today here, so
Oh
yeah.
man, that must be nice.
Yeah. Although yesterday it was nice out, so I went to go get something to eat, and the place I went, they weren't taking customers for food because they're talking about they're too busy, but you can get drinks now. So went to this other place that has this rooftop, and it was a beautiful day. I almost wore shorts. It was freezing on that roof.
Really, the wind?
Yes, I had to eat my food. I gotta go. But anyway, take it away. I'll let you all take it away with movie reviews.
Sure thing. So I saw one new movie and then I saw a bunch of old movies. And I won't go into too much details about the old movies, but the main reason I did is because I ended up getting COVID last week. So, I'm doing fine and I'm still
What?
recovering from it. Yeah, yeah. So you didn't ask me how my weekend was, so you didn't give me a good interlude for that.
Did
Anyway,
does your
uh,
wife have it?
yep, we both have it. We're both vaccinated, boosted, so we're doing fine. Just kind of the sore throat, the feeling fatigue, stuff like that.
Okay.
Uh, but that did, give me a chance to watch a lot of movies. And so the first one I want to start off with was the newest Netflix release called The Bubble. And this is a movie directed by Judd Apatow and written by him. And it stars a lot of famous actors: Karen Gillan, Fred Armisen, David Duchovny, Leslie Mann, Pedro Pascal. And it follows a group of actors who are living in a COVID bubble. They're going to film a movie. This is in like 2020. They're going to film a movie, this kind of B movie, kind of Sharknado themed ripoff style movie. And they all have to live in this bubble in London while filming this movie. I had some good hopes about it. I like Judd Apatow. I like the cast. It seemed like going to be a really funny movie. I will say this: it has a lot of funny parts, and this is a movie that I feel like they had a lot of ideas. Like, this scene would be funny, this scene would be funny, but they didn't really know how to turn it into an actual film, and that's a big downside of the film. And for example, they have a TikTok like clip showing in the middle of the movie for like a 2-minute interlude of all the people dancing. And I assume maybe TikTok gave them some money for the film. I don't know. It was just such a random breakup from the movie. It's very inconsistent. I will say this: even being sick, I didn't finish the movie. I was so bored with it. I couldn't even. I got maybe about an hour and a half in. It was also 2 hours long. It was long. It's a long movie for a movie that really was just a bunch of. I think of a bunch of like SNL skits put into a movie, and that's what happened with The Bubble. So I don't know if you saw it, Chike, or not, but this was one of the few movies I did just and that's the beauty of streaming, right? You just say, "Yeah, I don't feel like watching this movie anymore," and I just
Yeah,
stopped
but
it.
I think that's a first for you on the show, Adam, saying that you didn't finish a movie. I know I do that.
Yeah, it was, and again, it wasn't like I hated the movie. It just wasn't good, and it stopped being good, and they just couldn't really get it flowing. So, um, highly discouraged watching this one.
Apatow, because he normally does really
Yeah,
well about written.
and I have a few theories. So first of all, he's married to Leslie Mann, who's in it and does a great job, but their daughter's in it, and the daughter gets second billing, which is a little suspect. And also, the daughter doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, so I feel like this was also a push to get their kid into this movie and show
Well,
their
wait a minute.
kid.
Which daughter? Because there's two. Is it the one that's on Euphoria?
It's Iris Apatow, so I
Okay,
don't know.
okay.
Anyway,
It's
and she did an okay job. She didn't do great, but she just sat there and played like a kind of a clueless teenager.
okay.
Anyway, and that's just a theory. Who knows? Maybe it was something else. But the fact that they gave her second billing after all these other people is very suspect. So yeah, again, a miss from Judd Apatow, who usually does great work. But sometimes you just throw a movie on Netflix because they give you money.
True. True.
Uh, and so yeah, so I'm just gonna go through kind of the next few movies. The only one I will recommend, and I'll get to it, is Sideways. I don't know. This was from 2004. Paul Giamatti movie about these middle-aged men going on a road trip to wine country. First time ever seeing it. Highly recommend, Stephen. I think you would enjoy this movie. It's kind of fun, and I know you're a wine lover, so you'll appreciate some of it too.
Isn't that Hayden Church?
Yep, exactly. He does a great job too.
I like him.
Yeah, fun movie. I'll add the extra qualifier for all these movies I saw on HBO Max, because again, I was just in a mood and I didn't feel like hopping off to another service, so I just kind of browsed through their whole library. But lots of good stuff. So the other ones I saw were The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. It's a Terry Gilliam movie. It's mainly known for being Heath Ledger's last movie before he passed. It's okay if you're looking for something weird fantasy, check it out. The Big Chill was like a movie from the 80s about a couple, about some friends after college meeting up for a friend's suicide. And it's just like kind of talking about things. Fine. Again, Broadcast News, another one from the 80s. Fine. And Chaplin, the Charlie Chaplin biopic that Robert Downey Jr. kind of got famous for. He did a good job, kind of skippable. Logan's Run, which was this 70s classic sci-fi movie about, and gets parodied a lot, but it's a world where people live till they're 30, and once they're 30, they go and they get passed into this new life, and really they just get killed. So there's a lot of people running from this life, and the main character plays kind of like a kind of a beat cop that has to hunt down these people who run from turning 30. So lots of fun little sci-fi elements. That one was fine. Again, if you're in the mood for the 70s feel of sci-fi, I'd say cheesiness, check it out. But yeah, I saw a lot, and I will recommend all of them over The Bubble, because that movie was just a mess.
Fair enough. Wow, that's still disappointing to me. Judd, you have to do better.
I know.
So I went to the theaters again. I went to go see Morbius, starring Jared Leto, Matt Smith, and Tyrese Gibson, and Michael Keaton. Morbius follows the story of scientists, and this is from the Marvel world. Michael Morbius, is a world-renowned doctor who suffers from a blood disorder, and he's trying to cure himself. And he's trying to cure himself with the blood of these rare bats that live in Costa Rica, and they happen to be vampire bats. And of course, something goes awry, and he now becomes morphed into a living, breathing human vampire bat creature type thing. And he turns when he's in hunger for blood. I thought that it's a great story, because of course I was into the comics, and I always thought that Morbius was a great character. I just didn't like in the movie them rushing through to get to the Morbius part. For me, origin stories, they can take time for me. I don't mind that, because you're building up this character. But when you rush it, you leave out stuff, and it's like, what's the point of doing it if you're going to rush to get to the punch?
Yeah, exactly.
Part of the angst.
That's like
yeah,
eating your ice cream too fast, or eating a good meal too fast, right? Why?
I thought before going into it that Jared Leto would be great in it, because I love him as a character actor. I think he's excellent. I haven't really seen him in anything that I don't like him in.
Mm-hmm.
I will still say that Morbius is a good movie. I just think that they rushed the origin part of it. And of course, with Marvel and their after credit, peaks and snippets, there's more to come. But definitely check it out. It's a nice staple into the Marvel universe. And also, I'll give you this as a small spoiler. There's something also connected to the multiverse with Morbius' character. So definitely check that out if you want to stay in the loop of what's happening in Marvel. And the next film that I saw is called The Deeper You Dig, which is now streaming on Amazon Prime. and it is starring Zelda Adams, Toby Poser, and Rick Miller. This is about a young woman who gets killed on a dark road by a drunk driver who also hit and ran. And her mother happens to be the town's tarot card reader, who happens to be clairvoyant. And yeah, it gets pretty interesting.
Interesting.
I found the movie to be more about, I mean, it is supernatural, but the take that I took was more so how your guilt deals with you when you're not honest about things that you need to be honest about, and how your guilt will tear you up. And when I looked at the film that way, so I would say thumbs up, because it's more of a psychological thriller than, a regular like spooky monster thriller. I would recommend it. You can watch it at home. It's on Amazon Prime. Doesn't
Nice.
cost anything to watch. Yeah, The Deeper You Dig. Check it out. It's a good movie. I didn't see any more movies, but I want to add that again, I know I said it last week. Atlanta's back on, the series Atlanta, and Yellowstone is back for a fourth season, which I think is probably one of the best shows on television. Check it out. Kevin Costner's Yellowstone. Brilliant. And what else am I watching?
When I know I heard Better Call Saul is back, or it's coming back.
Is it back yet?
I can't remember if it comes out this week or next week, or if it came out.
It should be. It's due to be back.
Yeah.
This is the last season.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna dive into that, because that's a brilliantly written show. Like, I love Better Call Saul. Steven?
Well, I'm devastated because I didn't realize when I was watching it, but the last week was the season finale of Bel Air, and it cliffhanger, and so I can't wait for it to come back. It's already picked up for season 2. It is such a great show, but that I didn't know. I was like, oh, I can't wait till Thursday to see what happens, and then I saw that was finale. What? Wow. That's a cliffhanger, though. That's a cliffhanger. Really good show. There's a show I'm watching on, is it Hulu? It's about this girl. I forgot all about it. It's about this girl who she's dating, she meets this guy like one summer or whatever. And apparently he had mental health issues. She does too. He commits suicide. She is devastated about this guy. No one knows who he is. She runs into the kitchen. Her mom is having breakfast. What's his name? Cohen or something like that. He's dead. She said, who is that? And then her friends, who is that? Who is that? No one knows this guy. And so she goes to the funeral. The guy's mom doesn't know who she is. But she consoles her and they're hugging each other. And like an example of her mental illness, the mom, introduced her to his best friend, the guy who passed away, his best friend, who knew of her, but he had never met her. And so apparently he's doing this fundraiser to raise money for mental health awareness and donate to a cause. And so the mom suggests that she help out with that. And so she agrees and she takes over the whole thing. Plans in they live in New Jersey, but it's like far, like maybe 20 miles away from each other. You know what I mean? She plans it up by her way, her part of Jersey. And she invites his friends via Facebook. So the best friend calls and said, oh, I see that you plan the fundraiser. Well, why did you plan it in your town? Oh, I thought it'd be great for me and my family to be close. He said, well, he doesn't know your family. But then she said, oh, I hope I didn't do anything wrong. I just thought it'd be a good drive for the mom and her sister, to drive and fresh air. And he's like, okay. But it's just there's a lot to it you got to watch. But so she's being investigated for the murder. Huh?
What's the name of it?
I gotta find it. The girl or something. But
riveting review.
But she's being investigated for his murder because this detective thinks she's behind it. We don't know yet what's going on. It's only been 3 episodes, but I have to find the name of it. The girl or something. But I'm not good with titles. Oh, The Girl from Plainville. That's what's called.
Okay.
And so but it's
New Jersey.
It's
Wow.
good though. It's good. But what else am I watching? Oh, 911 is back. Angela Bassett.
That's the show. The Girl from Plainville. That's the one that's the girl that texted the guy to kill himself, right? It was in the news a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she got arrested, and I forgot how the case ended, but that's based on a true story, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think there's a documentary on HBO about that.
Well, what they've done now, they've subpoenaed to get the text messages. And so on the last episode, the detective goes to her house because he's already been snooping around and she's seen him, and now he has her phone.
Well, you could probably look up the whole story because it happened in real life if you want spoilers. You like to keep in
I know, but it's
suspense.
It's loosely based. It's loosely based on stuff. But it's good. It's good though. It's really good. But yeah, that's enough for me.
Definitely.
I'm very devastated about Bel-Air though, because that's such a great show. I look forward to it every Thursday.
See, that's a case of it's good to have everything come out at once because you know how many episodes you have, and you don't have to wait. You see them all, and you know that's the cliffhanger ending. You're like, all right, that's it. So they need to quit stringing us along every week.
Yeah. This just dropped a new show called Moon Knight, and it's about a new it's not a new superhero, but a superhero that I wasn't privy to. And he's of Egyptian descent, and he basically inhabits the body of someone else, and that's how he manifests himself. I don't really understand it fully. I watched the 1 episode, but I actually own a Marvel encyclopedia, and it's
nice.
like a Bible of all the heroes and all the characters, and it tells you who they are, where they're from. So I looked him up, and I'm pretty interested in the story because I think it would be interesting if they follow what was written.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a pretty interesting series. It's called Moon Knight. Only 1 episode so far.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anything else coming down the pipeline?
I haven't really had a chance to focus on any new stuff. I will say if people have any recommendations for stuff on streaming for me to continue watching, I will gladly listen to it. But nothing directly on the pipeline.
Yeah, likewise for me. If you know something that you want me to watch or something you think I might be interested in, good or bad and different, I'll check them all out. Just DM me, suggest something, put it on my page, tag under my Steven Knight Show post. But the next thing that I'll probably go to the theater for is probably Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, The Dropout, I'm still watching The Dropout too. That's the story about Elizabeth Holmes. That girl's crazy.
Isn't it all out already?
It's not. I think they have, well, I don't know how many episodes.
They're milking us, yeah.
But I'll tell you this, that girl is crazy. It's crazy. If she's anything like this character, she's crazy. But anyway, well, guys, as always, thank you for letting us know what to spend our time and money on. Adam, feel better. You and Ed feel better.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this.
All right, thanks a lot.